Let's take the word growth, G.R.O.W.T.H, growth. I'm going to just give you a very simple outline off of that, of how we position players well. The letter G, give them a growth environment. Just very simply, place them in an environment where they can grow and where they can develop. And by the way, when you're developing leaders, give them room, because they want that. The letter R, recognize each person's growth needs. One of the things I do, this is a practical, simple thing, you can do this also, is usually in December, I'll take my inner circle and I'll just basically send them out a notice and say, okay, we're getting ready for a new year. Would you share with me the 2 areas as you approach the new year that you would like to develop and grow and get better in? And they share them with me. And then I sit down with them and I say, okay, those 2 areas, I mean, one of the areas that Mark's had for the last couple of years is learning how to communicate better and develop his communication skills. So what I do is I ask them, what are the areas that you're interested in growth in? Because if they can give me areas in the business they're interested in, they're growing in, and I can see how it fits. Do you see how that feeds it? Because I'm now meeting a need that they have. They say, oh, I want to grow in this area. Well, let me help you in that area. Let me mentor you there. So, recognize their needs. And the way you do that is just ask them, where do you want to grow? The letter O is open up opportunities for them to grow. Constantly look at ways to open up opportunities for them to grow, to develop, to get better. The W, walk with them during challenging times. When they're going through incredibly difficult times, if you're there, 2 things happen. One is, much of the greatest teaching you'll ever do is when people are going through difficult times, because they're incredibly teachable, because they're kind of in a very rough time. And secondly, it's the greatest way to bond with people is they say, when I was going through my darkest hour, you were there. You were there. So walk with them through those difficult times. The letter T, teach them to learn from every experience. Whenever you're with your team, constantly be teaching them to learn from every experience. With my children, with my grandchildren, every time we would go and do anything together with the kids, what did you love? What did you learn? What did you love? What did you learn? What did you love? What did you learn? And with the kids, I always started with what did you love, because that's their passion. And they were much quicker to express that than what they learned. But they realized every time we had an experience, I was going to ask them what they learned. Because remember this, again, experience is not the best teacher. If experience were the best teacher, as people got older, they get better. And I know a whole bunch of people, they're not getting better. How many of you know somebody like that, huh? They're getting older. Yeah, sure. How many of you are seated beside that person right now? Be careful there, be careful there, be careful there. And then the letter H in growth, help them add value to their teammates. Help them understand how they add value to one another, and constantly allow them to do that.